Hello, dear Transfiguration families and parishioners. We have begun the school year. Can you believe it? It's already, the second week of September? Maybe by the time you get this video, it might be the third week. And our school year is off to a wonderful start, and we're about to begin our family formation program on September 19th. Our program this year will be taking place after the 8:30 Mass, twice a month. This coming September 19th is the first such session. And the format will be, we're inviting families to come to the 8:30 Mass with kids in faith formation. And then the kids will head off for some class time for a couple of hours. And then Father Lynch or myself will give a little presentation in the church. Some of you may remember this from last year. We had faith formation on Saturdays. This year it'll take place on Sundays. Everybody's invited to those talks. Everybody. And so it doesn't matter if you've got a kid or a grandkid in faith formation or not. You are very, very welcome, and I would encourage you to come. They promise to be hopefully engaging talks and hopefully practical ways and messages that can help us grow in our Catholic faith and our love for one another. September 19th, the topic is on the use of the Bible. The Bible. The Bible is the soul of theology. And it really is, of course, as you well know, one of the principal texts that we rely upon to know the will of God for our lives, what He wants for the world. We as Catholics believe that the Bible is authoritatively interpreted by Holy Mother Church, by the Church. And so we want to talk a little bit about that and how do we use the Bible at home? How can we make the Bible this incredibly life-changing book, a bigger part of our family's life and our own spiritual life? So we'll talk about that. The talk certainly won't go longer than an hour. It'll probably be closer to 30 minutes, 40 minutes, because we have to get ready for 10:30 Mass. And then everyone who attends that session, given by myself on September 19th, we're going to encourage you to gather together in small groups and to talk about the material, as well as perhaps some other questions that we have. I recognize small groups can be a challenge for some. I know it certainly can be a challenge for me. One of the reasons is that it requires vulnerability, requires effort to listen and to give feedback. But they really are important, and they've been proven, small groups, over and over again. This is one of the strongest ways to grow in our faith. Why? Because we are doing it communally. It's not just us ourselves in our own walk with Jesus. We have to strive to remember that the Catholic faith is a communal faith because it's a human. It's a religion that involves humans. That's why it's communal. And we are made in the image and likeness of God, who is a community of persons. All that to say, it's going to be a time for discussion after the presentation. And then, speaking of community, everyone is invited after the 10:30 Mass on September 19th for a parish picnic. We're going to gather together, real informal, like, don't need to register, don't need to RSVP. You can bring food to the 10:30 Mass. We can use the kitchen to store it. I'd rather not have a bunch of sandwiches in church, but you can bring your coolers to the kitchen. And then after the 10:30 Mass, we'll gather together, pray for beautiful weather, and just enjoy each other's company. Nothing more than that, just to share a meal together and to enjoy the Lord's Day. So this will be part of our practice every single month. One Sunday a month, we will gather together for a parish meal. Recognize that in the wintertime it's going to be a bit challenging to have an outdoor picnic, but we still can gather together for a meal. That's what we're called to do, to be together and to really be a family, to really be a community of deliberate and intentional friendship. So September 19th, mark your calendars. Would love to have you there. We'll be talking about the Bible after the 8:30 Mass. We'll have a time for some discussions in small groups, and then would love to have you at the parish picnic. Whether or not you have a family member in faith formation, whether or not you got a kid or a grandkid in family faith formation, we want you there. Let's have a great turnout for our first parish picnic of the year, and we look forward to a successful year of grace and of blessing and of really growing in community in the Lord who calls us together here at Transfiguration. May Almighty God bless you all.